Hello, I'm Nil Gravity, which is a play off my name, Nicholas Ivan Leidendorf, Atreides, and I am on, I don't know, let's see here, day something or other for, I'm spending 100 days making comics, and for those of you who've watched other people do this, my problem's a little different than most. I have lots of time, but I haven't been that productive this year. I started declining productivity a couple months ago. Like this time last year, I was doing 3 webcomics a day, or not a day, 3 webcomics a week. Actually, I think it was 4. I did actually 4 comics, but I was doing 3 updates or something like that. I was doing a lot. I did, today worked out the way I wanted to. I'm supposed to be spending a half hour a day on comics, and I want to spend another half hour a day working on this video project I'm doing. The reason the video project was going to launch on New Year's, but I did this animated opening sequence for the theme song, and it came out all right. And I noticed there was like a little typo, and I fixed that. So that was all right, but I was like a little bummed about that. And then I came up with a better title for the show. So I had to scrap the whole opening sequence because the title of the show was animated. The actual name of the show was animated. So today I did a new animation for the new name. It's not something super fancy, but I don't have animation software. I actually use Inkscape to do it. Which it's not designed to do, but I have my little method that works out all right. And then so I worked on that for like at least like an hour and a half. I got like super into it because it was pretty easy, but I just got that momentum going. I got excited about it. I'm hoping this weekend to do an episode of my show about VisionCon, because the way I want to talk a little bit about the way VisionCon was set up and stuff. It'll be a little different than the format I plan on sticking to, but hopefully it'll come out all right. Then the other thing I did today for my comic side is I've been doing the pre-press for Mental Act 3, and the way it worked was I did Mental as these little 12-page zines because my grandfather owned a print shop, and I could do the whole book by running it through the press 4 times, front and back on 2 sheets. So for those of you who do know about printing or do care, so that's how I did it. And so it was really cheap to put out that way, and all I had to do was work on my grandfather's fence, and it didn't cost me anything else to make. It would have cost me to fold the sheets, but the company that did that gave me those for free. So or they did that for free for me because they support me, which was great because I used to do deliveries to them all the time, so they all knew who I was. So I did it that way. Now I figured out with my new printer, because my grandfather retired, and that was in Chicago, and I don't live in Chicago anymore. My new printer, I have to go into a whole other like layer of inception of my thinking on this. On Mental, the way I did it was I was looking at the 3-act structure, and I wanted each act to be a 3-act structure. So it was a 9-chapter book is the way I planned it. And there's going to be multiple books, and I don't stick to the 3-act structure on that. I think there's 4 books and then the prequel, so 5 books. But so anyways, with my new printer, it's easier to do a 36-page book than a 12-page book. It's cheaper. so it comes out to the same price per unit as it did when I was getting them done by my grandfather. Because the way I set it up at my grandfather's shop, it cost the same. Because I always priced it as if I was doing a certain size run. But the benefit of this new guy, my new printer, is that I don't have to do as big a run either. So, anyways, I went through all that to say that so I have issue 1, 2, and 3 of Mental, and that's the first act, and then 4, 5, and 6 is the second act, all in one book, and then 7, 8, 9 is the third act, which I'm working on now, and I've had the art done for a long time. So, anyways, because each act is now a book, instead of doing a cover for each chapter, I only have to do a cover for each book, and so I've been really stuck on what to do for Act 3, because Act 2 I came up with a really funny idea, or okay, maybe it's not that funny, but I find it funny. And so this one, Act 3 is a lot harder because there's it takes place in like 3 different locations, and yeah, I'm not really sure. So I might come up with something else, but I did do a little. I did a layout sketch for the Mental Act 3 cover. I might play with something else because my original idea for it, it wasn't working. It was supposed to be a visual play off of between a rock and a hard place, and you know, it's like sexual innuendo. So, in this case, because there's a thing with a boulder, an actual boulder. That's not the innuendo part, and then so the hard place is the innuendo, and that doesn't really come across in the cover though, but it's just kind of a nice illustration or composition. We'll see how the illustration is when I'm done with inking. But I might redo it because as I was talking, I just got like another idea of how I could do this. But I gotta see if it'll work. So, but anyways, I did. This video is getting long as shit. Jesus Christ. All right. I'll just wrap it up. So that's what I've been doing today. And sorry, I was looking at the time because I like to post these before midnight. But it was great because I'm back on track because I set the fucking timers up again, and for some reason, even though I don't even look at this stupid timer, and half the time I was working I didn't have it on, just the act of like putting the timer on got me into business mode. So I'm glad I did a little brain hack like that. Like it just kept me on focus a little bit. So we'll see if I can, if this was a fluke, or if this is going to be an ongoing thing. So see you tomorrow.